After the press conference of today, I'm extremely curious to open tomorrow morning Gazzetta dello Sport and to read what they're writing about our beloved Juventus, especially what they're writing about Thiago Motta, and especially if the article will be written by Fabiana Della Valle. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Of course, you're asking yourself, Beppe, why? So bear with me, stay with me, because I will explain you in a second. But today is the 8th of March, and I really wanted to say hello to all the Juventine of the world, because 8th of March is synonymous to International Women's Day. You know how proud I am to have a fantastic community and also to have a lot of Juventine here on the channel that are living for Juve as much as we do. So thank you for that, extremely appreciate. Thank you for all your support. And today I really want even to say a hello, to send a greeting also to the women, to the wives that are not that much loving football, Juve, but because their partner is watching the channel, well, they hear my voice, they see my face every single day on television, on the tablet, and so on and so on. So thank you also to support your partner. Guys, it's not easy, yeah? So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Guys, a short video about the press conference of Thiago Motta. Why did I tell you what I told you in the beginning of the video? It's as easy as that, because at the end of a really long press conference, 29 minutes, so it's really long. Usually it's like 20. This one was 29 minutes. Well, at the end, the very end, when they already asked the last question and when the coach already answered, there was a few moments of, I don't know what it was, jokes, not jokes, I don't know, with Thiago Motta that is looking towards the journalist and he's saying, meglio questo look. That look fits you really well. Better, well, whatever, how you want to translate it, but actually giving beautiful words to someone that was there in the journalist room, where they're asking, but who are you talking about? He said, Fabiana. So he was speaking to Fabiana Della Valle, saying that the new look, I have absolutely no idea what was the new look of Fabiana, was fitting her well. Why did he do that? Was it because it's International Women's Day? I don't think so. Was it because he really loved the look of Fabiana? Maybe it could be, I don't think so. Why is it? Because I think that he heard the rumors of the latest weeks where a lot of journalists were saying that they had that feeling of an arrogant Thiago Motta, not a really nice Thiago Motta in press conference towards the journalist, and maybe said, you know what, I will give you that beautiful sentence at the end, not to actually make friends with journalists, but to say, oh, I know what you're writing about me. Anyway, that was the funny part of the press conference. Is it important for the game of tomorrow? Absolutely not. So what about the game of tomorrow? Rui will not be there. He didn't say why, but what we are reading online is flu for Rui that will be out, on top of the usual ones, Bremer, Cabal, Milik, and on top, of course, of the players that didn't recuperate. We are speaking about Douglas Luiz, Conceição, and Nicolo Savona. The good news, Federico Gatti will be there. Renato Vega will be there, and that's already a fantastic news. I don't know how many minutes Renato Vega has in his legs. Could it be that he starts? I don't know. It could be, depending on the level of his fitness, what guarantees he's giving to the coach. Let's see. Federico Gatti, will he start? Will he be on the bench? I don't know. What we were predicting in the beginning of the week, it could be that it's a reality now. We were predicting that he was training in an isolated way. For what reason? Because he played game in, game out, all the minutes at disposal, and he needed a bit of rest. Rest, that doesn't mean that he stays at home in his bed like that and lying because he can't run anymore. No, he can actually take it a bit more slowly so that he recuperates some energies and not giving 100% the max, so that he can be there on the field against Atalanta, because I tell you, Federico Gatti will be extremely important. So it's a big question mark for the defense of tomorrow morning in the video. We will speak about it, of course. What about the game of tomorrow? Because, of course, there were multiple questions about that game of tomorrow. Is it only a game for the third spot? Is this something more? Whatever. I wrote down here on my paper everything what he said. So 3 different questions about that, where he clearly says, look, we are concentrated. We know the level of Atalanta. We are really aware of their players, their way of playing, about the fantastic coach, by the way, fantastic words also on Gasperini, that has been his coach when he was at Genoa. He said, we have at the moment no other distraction, only the game of tomorrow is super important. Did we work mentally on the one that are behind and the one that are up front? He said, look, at the moment we worked on technical part, tactical part, on the physical part. We worked mentally as well, yes, but only for the game game of Atalanta. We had an entire week to prepare that game. We are fully focused on that one. Is my philosophy of football, of what we said in the beginning of season, changing now that we are at -6 from the top? No. At the moment, we think game by game, game by game. So we are totally focused on the game of tomorrow. So he doesn't want to say, no, we don't believe in it. He doesn't want to say, yes, we believe in it. He really continue with the same journey, the same path that he took in the beginning of the season, saying game by game. And I really believe that it's the correct narrative at the moment from Thiago Motta, going with only the game of tomorrow, which is important, we know it. After tomorrow, let's see if that illusion can transform themselves in a dream or it can start to be a nightmare. We will see it after the triple whistle of Juve Atalanta. And of course, tomorrow we'll do the pre-game, the watch-along, and the post-game here on the channel. He spoke about cope manners. He said, and he repeated, the trust that he had on the player since day one. When he arrived, Copa, he saw him well. He helped a lot the team in sacrificing himself. Of course, the criticism, like he receives criticism, are part of the game. We need to go ahead. We need to continue the journey. Scoring was really important for him. It's important for all the players. Why? Because it's a kind of firework of emotions. That's what he said, Thiago Motta, in press conference. You have all that, you can really go and celebrate when you score. But he repeated that there were also other games where he started or when he entered where he did really well. He didn't score, but he did well. Continuing to trust him, also appreciating his dedication to the work, to the team in training session, in the games, and also playing and being available to play different position, which means that he's continuing to trust him. Will he start tomorrow? We don't know. Tomorrow it's really difficult to understand who will start. And Locatelli and Thuram should play, or I hope they will play. It's a battle there between Weston and Cope Manners. I can tell you a backstage story that I heard in the last few days. Never in this season, the physical staff was actually recording as good physical result, fitness result from Cope Manners as in this moment. Not that he was bad or not good, but he's really starting to grow also physically in a fitness way, which is good. They are telling me he's really top. So let's see if he can also translate that on the field, if he starts or if he enters. What about Yildiz? He said he feels good. He feels really good. Yildiz, he must continue to grow in all the aspects that he was already starting to grow in. He's humble. He knows also that he needs to continue to grow, to learn, to show, but it's a guy that has always been available. He never stops. He's always there, and that's really fantastic. That fact that having continuity, always being available, being humble are really important criteria for a guy that has enormous margin to grow. Then, about the game, a bit more about the game. He said, look, were we not clinical enough in the last two games, Cagliari and Verona? He said, it's a really good point. It's true. What is the solution? We must insist. We must continue to do like that. Important is that we continue to arrive there in the final third, that we continue to create. We must insist. We need to insist. This is something that we need to repeat. About the defensive phase, he said, look, yes, we are the best defense of Serie A with 21 goals conceded. It's one of the best in Europe, if not the best. We must be solid tomorrow because tomorrow is a tough game. We know it. Offensively, Atalanta has the best attack of Serie A. It's a really huge, big test for Juve. But he also wanted to congratulate and to say bravo to the offensive players. The first name that he said was Vlahovic, and then he spoke about the other offensive players as well for their support in that defensive phase. So also beautiful there. Good question there about the 5 different wins, because the 5 wins that are arriving in a row in Serie A are really different. The one against Inter, where we didn't play well in the first half, better in the second half. There were some games where we needed to be more clinical. There were some games that we totally dominated. Some games like Como, where we won, but did we really deserve to win? They were all different. And what was his preferred win, or in which one does he want to, which Juve does he want to see tomorrow against Atalanta? He said, I don't care. I mean, I have no preferred win of the last 5. I love to win. I like to win. We love to win. Repeating also that winning concept that a few months ago in the beginning of January, well, it was not really clearly said or misinterpretation, wrongly explained. But anyway, since then, I told you, every press conference, pre-game, post-game, he's insisting on that word of winning. Then he said, of course, when you play, and that's my credo, when you play well, you have more probabilities to win. But that doesn't mean that when you're playing sometimes bad, you can also win. And I take whatever. If it's a win, I take it. And I like it because you know it. I have always been on that wave. If you win, you take it. Then you can discuss what you can improve, what was great, what was not great. So I like that one. I told you that he spoke well about Gasperini. He said international level coach. That makes a huge, big difference. And then he said something important, probably it's the last thing of the video. He spoke about the fact that the players, some players, they were on their knees after Thuram scored, after Koopmeiners scored, really on their knees. He said the journalist asked, so what does it mean? You know, are they tired? Are they super happy? What does it mean? Where Thiago Motta said, look, this is something that I saw as well. I spoke with the guys in the locker room. We spoke about it this week. Look, it's beautiful because they work really hard since day one. They have that, and he said, I always said it here in press conference. I always repeated to you that they work hard. They are taking it extremely seriously. But we must have balance because at Juventus you have a lot of responsibility. But sometimes it's tough. That pressure is really tough. It's an extra weight. We know when we are saying that la maglia pesa, that the shirt is having, and we know that it's weighing a lot more than in other clubs. He's saying the guys are feeling that pressure. They're really feeling it. And sometimes it's not in our benefit, especially when we are playing at home. He didn't speak about shaky legs. He didn't speak about players that are fearing, that are scared. But really, what he was saying there, that the players are feeling that pressure is important. He said, look, at the end, it is football. It is a game. I don't know how this sentence will be interpreted by the most angry fans, because, you know, you can interpret it as this, but I always said the same. You remember when I said football is the most important thing of the non-important thing. So no pressure. Go, play. Game by game by game, and he's working on that to take away a bit of that pressure. That doesn't mean not having the sense of responsibility, not understanding that you must do well because you are at Juve, because we are in a good team, because top 4 is not enough. We all agree on that. But taking away that psychologically block sometimes of we are Juve, so we are scared, we are not doing well because we are frozen because of that pressure. That was an important thing that I really, really enjoyed to hear today. At least we know it. Because, you know, when you don't know a problem, you cannot work on it. From the moment that you know a problem, you can work on it. Ragazzi, that was it. I told you, short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Grazie, forza. Ciao.